Test 1, 2, 3. I think I've got audio now. Let me know if you can, in fact, hear me. It looks like it's a bit quiet. Oh, no, Gloria. And now Gloria's trying to do. You want to go in there? You can. But you can't let the cats out. Go on. You can hear me. Okay, that's great. All right, I'm gonna just get this started. No reason to delay. Here I am. This is my informal, just kind of hanging out Dan Twitch vibe. Hi everyone, let's see. It looks like there are 5 people watching. That's amazing. This is very exciting. Turn off the intro music, okay. I have now turned it off. All right. So I'm going to kind of jump right in. Basically, before I jump right in though, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is a bit of an experiment. It is the coding train on Twitch. I'm hoping to establish a rhythm of doing once a week on Tuesdays, which I am dubbing Twitch Tuesday. So tune in for Twitch Tuesdays. That's my new thing. I'm going to keep the chat on the screen. It's over here. I've got my camera here. I've got my laptop here. I've got my phone here. I'm going to just look into the chat. Where to go says hi. Oh boy. And Prathamesh is here. I need a new prescription. It's too small on my screen for me to be able to read it, but I'm going to keep it close. Hi, Mustafa. Wow, there's a lot of people here in the chat. This is kind of amazing. Twin toward Twitch Tuesdays. Okay. But it's really perfect timing because in my quest to really be more involved with the generative art community and making more content and doing more stuff in 2022, it just so happens this initiative, Genuary, Genuary on Twitch Tuesday is happening. Hi Bruno, first time chat from viewer. And just to be clear, I haven't really done any kind of dive into the features of Twitch and all of its glory. I know there's Disstream Chat, which is software from David and Kobe that I could use. There's all sorts of ways to yes, I would like to make you a mod. I need to make moderators. I can integrate all sorts of stuff with the chat and have fun overlays. And I want to get into all of that. But, and I am Leo Aguiar asks, hi Dan, if you don't mind me asking, I don't mind you asking, don't you stream on YouTube anymore? So I'm still going to, this is a separate experiment in addition to my regular practice of streaming on YouTube and making video content on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out a new system and a new schedule for 2022 and just curious to try. So I assume I can go like here into my dashboard. I have 33 viewers, amazing. Edit stream info, raid, manage goals, clip that, account settings, insights community, roles manager, add a role, search for Saint Plays things. I found you. Moderator. I'm going to make you an editor. That's going to be a little bit crazy, but I think that could be useful right now. Let me add, and we're obviously going to have to add more people, but David, oh, I am so me is here. David Snyder is also being added as a moderator. And let's add one more since I see I am so me. I don't know if that's you. I think that's you. Well, we're going to find out if it's a different I am so me. Hopefully not. Okay, there we go. Everyone is here. It's like the whole community just came over. I mean, it is possible that I would switch entirely to streaming on Twitch. I do think there are some issues with having a channel on YouTube that has so many different kinds of content, like tutorial series, one-off project videos, live streams. It's not really the way YouTube is designed. Sort of like it wants, my experience with it, at least I mean, I can't speak for how YouTube is actually designed, is that like if I had a channel that just did a once a week coding challenge video that was 30 minutes regular every week, it would be able to sort of build the audience base for that better than like, here's a coding challenge, here's a tutorial, here's a live stream, because there's different audiences for all those things. Okay, and I know that there's more people now doing requests for modding. I'm going to just leave it at that, apologies, and then we can sort of circle back and sort of see. Used to live stream, oh, right, and so Prathamesh, if I've getting the username, I did, when I first started streaming, I would simulcast to Twitch and YouTube. I am not going to do that. It's possible that if there's any, I'm not recording this, I guess I could record this to disk, that I would bring this over and have the archive available on YouTube. Maybe I'd make a second channel for that, for like Coding Train Twitch archives. Can I suck the video down from Twitch to then repost, or should I be recording to disk? That's a question I have. The other thing I would like to know is how long is the lag? So on YouTube, there's a good 30 to 60 seconds. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to count down from 10. And when I get to 0, I want you all to type 0 into the chat. They have a tool to upload them to YouTube directly. Okay, record it. Well, there's no harm in me recording it. So I'm just going to hit start recording. So now is the beginning of the recording to disk for YouTube, although hopefully I can just do it directly later for an archive. All right, ready? So we're going to count down. Now I want you to type, don't troll me here. I'm going to look for some reliable people in the chat to type in the 0 when I would say 0. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. About 5 seconds. Okay. So about a 5-second delay. Okay, thank you everybody for that. All right, I'm really just going to be doing this for an hour today till 1 p.m. I've got a lot of other stuff going on today. I think, obviously, like Twitch is a place where you could stream for just like the whole day, and it would be quite the, I don't know, appropriate thing to do. I may get to a point where I have longer, but I just wanted to do this experiment. I was going to wait until next week because it's only like, for me, the second work day of 2022, and I was like, maybe I need a week. I need at least 2 or 3 weeks, I think, to really get organized before I can be in my full-fledged routine. My kid's school is remote for the first 2 weeks due to the Omicron variant, so things are a little bit less free for me during the day, but I've got this hour blocked out. Okay. Great, thanks for all of this information. All right, so I now am going to, let's talk about Genuary. So I'm going to go first to my Twitter, or actually I'm just going to go to the Genuary 2022 hashtag. So this, by the way, is absolutely one of my favorites from Melissa Rodriguez. Look at that, beautiful. Mwah! Oh, this is amazing. I mean, this is what I wish I had made for my space. Although I'm actually pretty proud of mine. Mine turned out quite well. So Genuary, let's take a look at the website, is a artificially generated month of time where we, the community of the internet, and maybe a subsection of that being the coding train, build code that makes beautiful things. It's happening during this month, and everyone is invited. There's a new prompt for every day. You don't have to follow. By the way, this is not a thing that I made. I'm just reading to you what's on the website. I have no official involvement. I would love to have an involvement, but I don't need to have an involvement. You get the idea. You don't have to follow the prompt exactly, or even at all, but you know, we put effort into this. Share your work, tag it with both. Oh, I haven't been doing January, just January 2022. So they're prompts, all sorts of tips. There's a thanks. Here's a list of contributors. I would love, if there's a way to donate or something, I would love to do that. I don't know if there is, if there's even any monetary component to this, if it requires any funding. Oh wait, I'm not in my dashboard anymore, so let me just switch that back. Stream manager. Okay. I have to say, it says I have 51 viewers right now, which for my first stream on Twitch, I think is pretty good. I was expecting 20 or fewer. So I'm quite pleased with that. If anybody is here for the first time ever, like you just found me right now, this moment through Twitch, please say hello in the chat. I'd be curious to know. I don't know if there are things like, anyway, I'll figure out all this stuff if I want to have people subscribe and do all those kinds of things you can do on Twitch. All right. So, but it's almost 12:15, so I want to get going here. I don't see Simon. Where's Simon? Everything feels wrong if Simon is not here in the chat. I'm not looking at the Discord member chat right now, so there's something really important that the Twitch chat it's small enough that I can at present follow it, so that's what I'll be doing. All right, so let's take a look at the things that I've made so far for Genuary. Just show these to you. Let me see. I like to make Twitter go big enough so that, there we go, so that the thing on the right isn't there with all the day's news. Okay, so first of all, this was my contribution for the prompt space. This is actually just one of the examples from the nature of code, just with, instead of like 4 circles, it's got 20,000 little dots, and I'm using additive blending. But otherwise, this is just gravitational attraction. There's an invisible gravitational force at the center, then every other body exerts on every other body. I'm using a quad tree to make it run a little faster. This does not run in real time. There's probably a way, the Twitter compression got it. It looks much better at the beginning. So I would love to, I'm sort of thinking that each one of these I might sort of turn into a video as like a coding challenge in a way. So you can see this is just based on this gravitational attraction example. There's some other retweets here. There's, if you wanted to go back and do day 3, here's some of my videos. Here's day 2, which was dithering. So this is Gloria. This is going to reveal an image of Gloria Pickle, my dog, who's running around here somewhere. But what I'm really excited about this is not what I did just there, is this. I never understood. I've looked at these image stippling art projects that I've seen, and anytime I've ever tried to do it, it's always looked like the one on the left. But there is a way to get it to look like the one on the right, which has to do with Voronoi tessellation and a sort of relaxation algorithm that's outlined in, I guess the whole thread is not here, in a paper. So I really want to do this as a coding challenge video to show how to do this image stippling algorithm. Here's what that looks like, just sort of an animation between those two things. I think this is 5,000 points, which is quite good just for this image. I also have a dithering video tutorial that's already up. This is what I did for the first day, 10,000 squares. So what I would like to do, so this is your first stream to T39AN8R. Please stream in 60 FPS. I would be glad to do that. I guess it's probably not easy for me to just shut this. I'll have to look into doing that for next time. I could also do 4K, to be honest. One issue is where I am streaming from, this garage studio, I don't have a fiber internet connection. I just have Optimum cable. It seems to be working fine. I've paid for the maximum amount of speed that I could, but yeah. So my bandwidth is a little bit of an issue. Computational geometry series would be awesome. Yes, I would like to do that more. Okay. So yes, and this is what. This is what I actually like though. That thing that I did, this image, which is just made out of squares, I rendered it at 10,000 by 10,000 pixels. And so these are some cross sections that I zoomed in. Okay, so I would like to just jump in here and let's take a look at Genuary. Let's go to the prompts and let's look at today, which is January 4th, that's today. The next Fidenza, and this is from Alex Andre. who follows me on Twitter apparently, who wants to be my friend for January day 6. Oh, I do. Like that tweet. And let's go back to the prompt. The next Fidenza. So let's take a look at what Fidenza is from Tyler Hobbs. I've seen this before. Fidenza is my most versatile generative algorithm to date. Although it is not overly complex, the core structures of the algorithm are highly flexible, allowing for enough variety to produce continuously surprising results. So I looked at this earlier this morning, so I could kind of skip through this. But the thing, so first of all, this is a pretty unique prompt, which is like, I guess, to take inspiration from this. What is the next version of this? So one way of approaching it would be to try to reproduce this exactly and then sort of break off from there. One would be just to think about the word Fidenza, what it means. I wonder where that comes from. I actually don't know. Sorry, I'm reading the chat at the same time. Okay, sorry. I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing here. I think what I would like to do is revisit flow fields. So, because I think, wow, look at that. Now, how do you go from this to this? Thin curves. Wow, how do you get that spacing? I mean, you could use physics to sort of like push things out, but I imagine that's not what's happening. Anyway, but let's reproduce a nice flow field like this. Luckily for all of us here, coding train flow field coding challenge. Look at this. How lucky am I that I already have a video on this and I can already go. I've been doing these in processing, which is perhaps unnecessary. Let's go to the web editor first just to see what's there. There we go. So this is looking something like that, sort of, vaguely, but a little bit different. All right, so I'm going to download the processing sketch because Andy is saying does per point checks for avoiding lines in the flow field. He also links to a paper that has a method for producing evenly spaced lines in flow fields. Okay, great. That is exciting to see. So maybe I can look into that. So let me just open up this one here, because the first thing that I want to do with this is I want to change it to use open simplex noise, which is my obsession with taking, like, the last 10 to 20 years of coding little examples and sketches and things that I've done with the Perlin noise implementation that's in processing and updating it with open simplex noise. And I'm using my language words carefully here. The Perlin noise implementation that's in processing, because this always is a big can of worms, and I have a video about this, and I'm sure I've got lots of things wrong and missed details in the video about what is technically the original implementation of Perlin noise versus simplex noise, the sort of later improved noise, and then there's gradient noise and all different kinds of noise algorithms. So let's make this something that everybody can see. Let's run this and just make sure it sort of shows up. So I'm getting a nice flow field here, but I want to do some things to it that are quite just to sort of to get back to sort of like the core essence of the flow field. Do you mind if I add a bot? No, go for it. Add a bot. I trust you. Hi, Abai. I'm always really working on your name pronunciation, and I'm always messing it up. Did I get it right that time? All right, so I want to actually do this and put debug onto true. This is what I want to see first and foremost. And then I think in order for this to really be what I want it to be, aha, flow field display. Aha. Let's make this much more. Whoa. All right, this is not what I expected to see. I must have left this in a state of chaos. Let's take a look at what's going on. So this, I'm guessing, has to do with this incrementation variable, which is what is moving each individual vector, each one of those lines in that space, through the sort of Perlin noise space itself. And if it moves very quickly, it's much more random. Now look at this. This is also not what I would have expected. Something is off here. This does not look like 2D noise. So let's get rid of this Z offset for a second. Oh, you know what's going on here also? But this is weird. I can really see the lines here, which I shouldn't. Let's just do this for a second. Yeah, what is going on? Anyone see the error in the code? This is interesting to discover. X is columns. Oh, well, but that shouldn't, yeah, look at this. I don't know when I changed this. That's wrong. The X's should be going, that is really crazy how I had that backwards. There we go. Unbelievable. Wow. So now I should be able to put the incrementation back a little higher. I kind of want to top right corner of the green screen, which would be my top left. Oh yeah, look at this. Is it this? It's this light. Why does that keep happening? Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. The light is now not pointed directly at me, but that's fine. I would like to draw this a bit thicker. Let's do this. And let's see what this looks like. Is Simon here? Simon is finally here. All right, so this is what the flow field looks like with that particular incrementation value. I can put Z, I can move through. Yeah, why are you using V? Yeah, so this makes no sense. This is absolutely, I must have had that in there because at one point or another, I must have made it like longer. It's still always drawing it just as a unit vector, but yes. Sometimes I leave the code in a state of whatever it was at the end of the video, which involved some tweaking and messing around after the video was finished, which clearly happened here. I mean, this should all be hopefully fixed. I mean, if somehow I could remember, or if somebody wants to open a pull request to fix the code, because it's totally wrong on the coding train example code. Okay, so now if we look at this, we can see these lines are moving, which really wasn't, so the question is, how do I get these lines to connect and show contours? I mean, we're sort of, you can kind of see them here. I don't actually even know how to go from that, but regardless, let me do what I'm doing here, which is to make, let me make this a little bit higher. Yeah, okay, so this is a little easier for me to see now what's going on because of my vision. My glasses are incredibly dirty. Okay, so now that I have this flow field, I would like to change it to open simplex noise. So that can be done. Now, did I ever publish that library? Boy, that would be nice if I did. I don't think I did. I'm so many unfinished projects. I never did. Okay, so let's look for open simplex noise coding train. Coding challenge 40 open simplex noise loop. That should do the trick. Hello, welcome. And let's go to the link here. Let's view the code. And I'm going to get the opensimplexnoise.java tab and just copy paste it. It was my intention to make this into a processing library so you wouldn't have to copy paste the entire open simplex noise algorithm into your code. Nonetheless, and then I don't, off the top of my head, completely remember oh, great, there's an article from Tyler Hobbs also. Look at this, you posted something in the chat and I can just click on it. That's amazing. A grid of angles, yes. So this is helpful. This is what I draw curves through the field. Ah, okay, this is exciting. This is what I need. But let me get my field going because I want to use open simplex noise. So to do that, let me go back here and go to the noise loop code. I need to make a new instance of it. Just calling it noise. Then when I want to call the function, I just call eval. Oh, right. I don't need 4D. Okay. So then I think is this insanely as easy as just changing this? Now, the one thing that's different is I believe the range is between -1 and 1. So I'm just going to put this in a variable called n, and then say angle is map n, which goes between -1 and 1 to 0 and 2 pi. Coding Garden is here. First time chat from viewer Coding Garden. Hi, CJ. I like that I'm seeing people in the chat that I haven't seen for a while just because they're probably on Twitch more often. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, good. So this is now the open simplex noise version of this. I don't know that that made any significant difference, but I like it. So, and I want to sort of understand also, I should really make this into like, let's go back to point 1. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to keep it like this because I want to see a little bit more variation within the flow field itself. I find the sort of like, and right now I think I should turn the Z offset off. So I just want to understand how to get from this to something that presumably looks like this. Yes. Drawing a single simple curve through the field. And maybe actually I should have my field, now that I think about it. We should make this incrementation variable a lot lower just to be able to more closely see that we're getting this curve right. So now I can see that like the curves are really going to go like this. All right, how do I do that? Like this. All right. All right, here we go. Yeah, so David is asking, wait, you did a processing library series. I did. I made it into a library. I just never published it to the actual processing libraries, so I can't easily just like download it and install it. I should have done that. It was like literally like it's not, I mean, it just was like an unfinished thing that I didn't do. Ugh. All right, so let's see. Maybe create a particle that walks in the field and adds its path to an array of vertices. So that's what I usually do. Bruno's suggestion is what I usually do. But I would like to follow along what is here. We pick a starting point, find a corresponding near-point point in the grid, take the angle, and take a small step in direction of that angle. All right, so that's what very similar to what I would normally do with a sort of like physics-based model. Okay. We need to pick values for a few key parameters, the length of steps, the number of steps, the starting point. The simplest is the step length, small enough that you don't see any sharp points on the curve. Okay. Then you get this, fur. Long curves more like fluid. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. But look at this. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Whoa, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just like looking through this. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm like obsessively reading this. Right, a Bezier curve. I like this idea. Oh my goodness. So many possibilities. Minimum distance between curves. That's what I want to do. Each step of the curve, check if any other existing curves are too close. If so, stop. Okay. So I like this idea. So, by the way, what this example that I made does is it unleashes 10,000 particles and has them move according to the flow field. So we could watch those go. But we can't see them because I made them really, really small lines because it was all about blending. So I want to try doing this without that sort of blending right now. So I could go and look and just give it a stroke of 0. And now we can see. So now you see all of these particles moving according to the flow field. That's pretty nice to see. Do I have a way of turning the debug on and off? Let me do that. And let me put this back to point 1. So we can see what we get here. So this is, without the flow field changing at all, we get what amounts to very specific, all the particles tend to come together into one area. Now, if I let the flow field move a bit, you can use the modulo operator to constrain the headings. But I believe that's sort of happening already. Oh, the edges of the screen connect and the screen tessellates. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so once the flow field directions change over time, then you start to get what feels much more alive as a sort of form. Okay, but I'm really interested in, this is more of like a physics way of doing it, which in some sense might be more, you could argue is more sophisticated than what is being proposed in Tyler Hobbs's article. But I would actually like to double back to see what it looks like. Surely if you made the debug lines really short, it would look like a curve. No, because they don't connect precisely. So this is what I can do by artificially adding them. So for example, so I'm going to leave this as a code example as is. I'm going to do save as, and I'm going to call this Genuary day 4. So I'm going to leave the particles in here because I can make use of them. And I want to just try having them all. So I also definitely do not want my flow field right now to, and I wonder if it would actually be faster if I just calculated it off of 2. I have a feeling what it does is it just passes the third dimension in as 0. Okay, so I want to leave this like that. And I want now all the particles to start, I just want them to start in the same place. Just going to have them start at the top, middle. What did I do wrong here? New particle. Oh, this is so silly. My old way of doing this. That's fine. Have them all start in the same. What did I do wrong? Particle start max speed. Oh, I forgot I had a max speed. Okay, okay. Everyone relax. I don't remember what I had that as. They all should do exactly the same thing. Oh, but I wanted to start at the top. But that's fine. Yeah, no, let's start in the middle there. I want them to start in a random x spot. Oh, height divided by 2. This is what I wanted to see. I'm really losing it here. Height divided by 2. And let's have debug be false, just so I can sort of see what this looks like. Okay, I just wanted to see what this would do. All right, but hi, K1506. Here are examples from Tyler Hobbs' articles written with native JS raw 2D context stuff. Okay, that's very useful. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, what's interesting, Simon is pointing out, what's interesting about using the Perlin noise or the simplex noise flow field and changing that third dimension, it ends up looking like a flocking simulation, as if they're all interacting with each other, but they're not. They just all happen to be interacting with this sort of like continuous uniform space of smooth randomness, which gives it the appearance of having this kind of global intelligence. All right, but I want to see if I can follow Tyler's idea here, which is to say, and so first what I want to do is, okay, I want them to all start at the top. And I want it to move downwards. I just want to give myself some constraints. So moving downwards would be between 0 and pi, I believe. Yeah. So all of the vectors have to are pointing down. You can't see that because I'm not putting an arrow on them. Okay. So now the thing for the particle is, however, I want to make this much simpler. So I'm going to take out, I guess actually what I could do is I'm just going to adjust this follow function. I have all the code for this. I'm going to do follow. I shouldn't call it simple. I'm just going to comment out my previous follow function. Basically, what I want to do is instead of applying a force, I just want to set this vector's velocity to that vector. So it moves according to that velocity, and update. I can get rid of all this acceleration stuff. And that should be good. Yeah. So this is now the lines just following the vectors directly. And each one should be able to have a history of all of its previous positions. And I can, every time it gets, right before it updates, I will add, or right after, it doesn't really matter. I will add that position, but a copy of it. And then when I'm rendering it, I will draw a vertex. And I don't need to, I don't know what this update previous position thing is. Oh, that's because I only had one previous position. Oh, I could actually just like not draw the background, but I'm going to draw the background because I think that'll give us more possibilities to work with later. And then I'll set a vertex. And then I'll say begin shape and N shape. What happened here? Oh, this has to be V. And this is why it makes sense for the flow fields to move more than 1 pixel at a time. So let's allow them to move 5 pixels at a time. And well, very slow, but now I'm getting all of those curves. Now, why is it? This is weird. Something, okay, so first of all, the wrapping around the edges is causing major issues. So let's get rid of that completely. Let's get rid of the edges. So update should just be adding its position, changing its velocity. I should, technically speaking, there's this variable called scale, is it? Which is the resolution of the flow field. I think I should be able to move them. What am I looking for? Yeah, I'm going to just move them by that scale. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. So what is going on where I'm not seeing continuous lines? I got to have some weird bug in here that I'm just not aware of. Begin shape, end shape, stroke. Oh, no fill. No fill. It's trying to fill. There we go. Okay, so this is more along the lines of what is I think outlined in Tyler's article. All right, let's make the resolution a little bit lower here, and let's use fewer of these. All right, so this is more like what I was expecting. And then, of course, we get to the bottom. That makes sense, and we're off the edge. Okay, hold on. I'm thinking about this. What is 12:45? I'm going to be here for an hour. I'm just looking at, all right, so what is it that I want to do here? I would like to have one particle for every pixel, but every 20th. Let's try that just for a second, just to sort of see. So it's interesting how they do come together ultimately. And I guess I should have some kind of error checking for when they get to the bottom. Particle. I guess I can do this if put this pos.y is greater than height, greater than height minus 1, I guess. Then this dot finished is true. Boolean finished is false. And then if not finished, update. I think this would be what I would do. Oh, but I have to follow the, okay. Changing the stroke weight according to the noise as well. Oh, I like this idea. Okay. So I just want to make sure this runs and stops. Oh, I still got an array out of bounds exception. I mean, oh, because it could go off the X. Oh yeah, okay. Dot x is less than 0, or any of these could cause it. Pos dot x is greater than with minus 1, or pos dot y. I mean, this can't be the case. Less than 0. All right, this should fix that. Okay, still happened, but it must be because of the order I'm doing things in. I'm also not calling edges. Oh no, I must be calling it in run. Oh, I don't like having this run function. Let's get rid of this run function. Well, let's see here. I'm really getting stuck on this out of bounds error, which is so silly. Oh, height minus 5. Good point. Good point. Good point. Oh, no, but I'm not calling edges. Okay, great. So now I drew the flow field. Now, let's try making the resolution much smaller. Okay. Now, are they still all converging so much? Is that typical? Is that... Huh. Oh, select starting positions. Use a regular grid for starting points. Use uniformly random selections to pick the points. Use circle packing. All right. Grid. All right, what if... So am I to understand this right? That if I were to... Oh, and this shouldn't be 20. This should be... What did I get wrong here? Okay, yeah. So this is more like what, okay. It's because if I start them everywhere, then I'll get everything. Wow, look at that. That is crazy looking. Okay, so I am successfully reproducing, I would say this is the grid, random circle packing. Yeah, the circle packing I don't really understand, but I'll distorting the vectors. Okay, so Perlin noise, non-continuous. Okay, these are mixing with other techniques. Enforce a minimum distance between curves. Okay. So this is going to be incredibly computationally expensive. So let's just do this for a second. And also now, I wonder if my idea of just having it point down is very unnecessary now. Yeah, okay. So now, oh, and you know, it really should have, it's fine, but I really should extend it beyond the actual space, but that's okay. Now what I would like to do is try this idea of stopping the curve. So each particle is a curve. P check all other particles. So if I were to write a function, I'm going to do this in the most computationally expensive way possible. So I'm looking at, for every other particle, then I need that. This is why using JavaScript would be nicer. Then I need the history, other history, I guess I will say. I guess I could just use other.history. So first of all, if other is not equal to this, so I don't want to check myself, then, but they're all going to be so close to each other. Well, let's just try writing this article out, this algorithm out. Well, not only was coding garden here, but coding garden fan is now here. That is very exciting to me. It's very cold here in this garage. I have a problem with the heat, which is why I'm going to stop in about 10 minutes because my hands are starting to freeze. I will be continuing this on my own and publishing it to my Twitter. But this is a pretty good experiment so far. Thank you to all 50-some of you who have joined. Okay. I only hope to be rated at some point. Okay. Okay, so sorry. I need the distance. Oh my God. So, no, I have to go through all the points? This is insane. I need another loop now for every vector inside others' history. Oh, I don't have to check against myself. This is a little bit better than I thought. I just have to look at my own pos. The distance between my position and any other point in the other's history, if that distance is less than, I'm just going to say 100 pixels, this dot finished is true. I'm using the this dot like so arbitrarily sometimes and not other times, and then just get out of here. And I also want to only if I'm not finished, do this. Could this possibly be? Yeah, n squared times m complexity. I know, right? This is insane. This is like the worst bit of code I've ever written. Okay, as long as I'm not finished, I'm a particle. I'm going to look at all the other particles. As long as the other particle is not me, there goes the heat. It's not working, but it's going to make noise. Then I'm going to check all of that other particle's points and find the distance. And if I'm within 100 pixels, I'm done. Let's just see what happens. Right. So this, of course, they don't go anywhere because I started them all on a grid well within. So this is good. The thing is, they're all going to stop like instantly. I think the flow field, you need to move slower. This, by the way, I think shouldn't be. The step size should be determined by the particle. So let's now have them move just 1 pixel at a time. And have that check. These should all be parameters in like a nice place that I could change them, as opposed to just hard-coded in here. Let's just try within 10 pixels. No, why aren't they? Oh, wait. Okay. They stopped They stopped in a way, but didn't stop. Software and game development are art. Can I change that in real time while I'm doing this? Edit stream info, category. Software and game development. Okay, I updated the stream info. But I am going to leave in just a few minutes. Because, by the way, I'm having solar panels. I'm having solar panels installed today. So, sorry, now I'm looking I'm looking at my Twitter. Okay. By the way, just for all of you watching, this is now forever known until I decide that I can't deal with the corny title as Twitch Tuesday on the Coding Train. Every Tuesday, I'll be here, noon sharp Eastern Time, Twitch Tuesday. I might change the time. Okay. Oh. What'd you guys bring? I'm finishing up. It's cold. Don't drop that bottle. You should hold it with 2 hands. It's lunchtime for remote school kids. I have to go. See? Oh, we had a year that they were. It was so long that they were actually going to school. We'll get back there. All right. Wait. I want to get this working. This finished is true. So check. Update, edges, follow. It seems like, hold on. Let's just turn this off for a second. Okay. Yeah. Dwayne's Twitch Tuesday was truly enjoyable to watch. Okay. Why is this not causing them to finish? All right, so first of all, let's be smarter about this. Let's not have all the I'm going to just get rid of all this here. Like, let's not have the functions themselves internally call. Oh, I wasn't checking update. Yeah, no wonder. Okay. So if P is not finished, do these other 2 steps. There we go. What just happened there? No, if it's finished. No, if it's not finished. Let's get rid of check. Okay, great. So this is working. Now let's add the extra check in. Okay. So what just happened there? They're all immediately within 10 pixels of something else. Is 10 too close? There we go. I like this. So now, in theory, if I were to, I have an idea here. I want to make them much thicker. I'm going to make them much thicker, and I'm not going to just put them in a grid anymore. That was kind of interesting, but let's try the random. Try the random height. I do have to go, unfortunately, so this is where I'm going to stop. But I will put this code somewhere. This is pretty interesting. Not exactly what I expected. What if I do them all across the top again? right, but now they're not all going to go down. And let's see, can I... I'm like I'm going to be tweaking this a lot more later. Thank you, Uvota. I appreciate your comment. And let's have them all point down again. I'm surprised that this is even running. And I think I prefer, I'm going to go back to this. And I don't think they need to be, like, I can do now also, like, what am I drawing them at stroke weight of 4? So that distance, and again, I got to make everything like a variable in here. This is terrible. Let's make this 4. So that they would be much more, like, I want them really to have space between them. So I'm going to actually make this 8. There, this is what I'm looking for. Except I think we'll need, I think now I'm going to make this even less, and I'm going to make 1,000 of them. Okay, now everybody get ready for this not running at all. This is going to be incredibly slow. But let's see what we get. It's actually not as slow as I thought. Oh, no, it still has to check even if they're finished. Yeah, this is, I am now approaching something much more like, by the way, I'd love to figure out a nice way for everybody in Coding Train who's participating in Genuary. Maybe do we need a new Genuary channel? I don't know. But I'm very pleased with myself because this looks a lot like this now. That's really what, I mean, again, I don't think the point of Genuary is to reproduce somebody else's artwork, but I was so curious about this, and I'm so pleased. I just want to think about what I might like to change. Let's just make this twice. Also kind of lower this resolution. Let's make this 8. 1920. Let's make a nice high resolution image. Okay, this is going to be it. So I'm going to let this go. So this is going to be my last little, and this is going to be my end point for today. I don't know why I decided to make it 1920. Let's not do that. 1280, 720. Just so I can actually see it on the screen. Okay. The drawing quality is kind of, not looking so great. All right. So I think I have now recreated my own version of Fidenza. Is that what it was called? Fidenza. And you can see like a version of it here. Look at that. Now, I'm not at the point of this yet. That's pretty interesting. But I think this is a good starting point for anybody who wants to make their own version of this. I could probably image stipple this then next. That would be cool. So let me give this out as a starting point for anybody who wants to do it. So I'm going to call this January day 4. Let me clean this up a bit. You know what? I would love help cleaning this up. I've got to go. So I'm going to go to github.com/codingtrain. New repository. Put it in coding train. Genuary day 4. Fidenza base. Base code for Fidenza Genuary day 4. Let's make this repository. So to be clear, pull requests that I will accept are ones that clean up and comment the code. They are ones that put things that are parameters into like variables that are like hard-coded everywhere. I don't want to change, I don't want to add color or more features to this. I want this to be a base example that people can start from, but I would like it to be easier to work with. So cleaning it up basically is what I'm looking for. So let me upload this before I sign off. And oops, I think I lost track of where it was. And then let me put this in. All right. So we're supposed to raid somebody when I sign off. I'm happy to do this. Who do we raid? Coding Garden, are you streaming? Cozy Coding, Saint Plays, I thought Lee iOS was on Labs Twitch. Let's see. No, that's YouTube.
Sorry for the delay there. Let me go ahead and post.
Is this live or recent?
Saying that we're live again. Back up.
No.
Okay. So let me go ahead and talk about what we were doing, what the issue.
How about you can find someone to raid here? Okay. I kind of would like to find something in the sort of art space theme. Any suggestions? Let's look at the art. I'm just curious about the art category. Art, browse games, music, creative. Art, software. Oh, software and game development is in creative. Small streamer prepping for Genuary. Okay, great. Perfect. It's in French, even better. Prepping for Genuary day 5, destroy a square. I'm good with this. Swan sheep. How do we all feel about swan sheep? Très bien. Let's go. Vas-y. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Twitch Tuesday on the Coding Twain. Please, I would love for you to check out my January 2022 posts on Twitter. Check out everybody's. Tag me. Tag the Coding Train socials on Instagram and Twitter are going to be up and running by the end of this week, hopefully. I have a new social media manager. Stay tuned for information about that. But for now, you can tag them, but you can tag me at Schiffman. If you make something with this, I will post about it in a moment. Would love pull requests to help clean up the code. Thank you to everybody for Twitch Tuesday, Coding Train. Goodbye. I'm not gonna do the full outro nonsense. I'm just gonna put on this. What do I do? Just hit stop in my dashboard here. And what do I do? Do I just hit stop? Is there anything special I should do? Okay, I'm hosting Swan Sheep, but do I leave? How do I stop? I think somehow I stopped already. All right, I'm just gonna hit stop stream.